Item 459. Gabions and Gabion mattresses. 1. Description. Furnish and install Gabions and Gabion mattresses. 2. Materials. This item uses the following items. Gabion. A wire fabric or mesh container, filled with stone, with a height of 1 feet or greater. Gabion mattress. A wire fabric or mesh container filled with stone and with a height of 6, 9, or 12 inches referred to as rivet mattress in ASTM A975. Furnish welded wire Gabions and Gabion mattresses in accordance with ASTM A974. Furnish style 1 or 2 when galvanized wire coating is specified or style 5 when PVC wire coating is specified. Furnished twisted wire Gabions and Gabion mattresses in accordance with ASTM A975. Furnish style 1 when galvanized wire coating is specified or style 3 when PVC wire coating is specified. Furnish producer or supplier certification that wire baskets, stiffeners, lacing wire, and spiral connectors conform to the applicable ASTM specification. Furnish producer or supplier certification that any alternative wire fasteners that are proposed conform to the strength requirements in Table 1 when tested in accordance with the applicable ASTM specification. Submit certification for approval before beginning work. Table 1. Minimum panel-to-panel connection strength. Application and strength, pound per feet. Application Gabions, galvanized at a strength of 1,400 pounds per foot. Application Gabions, PVC coated at a strength of 1,200 pounds per foot. Application Gabion mattress, galvanized and PVC coated at a strength of 700 pounds per foot. Provide filler stone consisting of clean, hard, durable stone that does not contain shale, caliche, or other soft particles. Stone appearing to contain such particles will be tested for soundness. Stone with 5-cycle magnesium sulfate soundness of more than 18% when tested in accordance with TEX 411A will be rejected. Use stones that are between 4 and 8 inches in their least dimension for Gabions and between 3 and 6 inches for Gabion mattresses. Prevent contamination when storing and handling stone. Use stone with a minimum bulk-specific gravity of 2.50 as determined by TEX 403A. Provide Type 2 filter fabric when required in accordance with DMS 6200, filter fabric. Provide filter material when required consisting of hard, durable, clean sand or gravel with a maximum particle size of 3/8 inches. 3. Construction. At the start of construction, the Gabion and Gabion mattress manufacturer must have a qualified representative available for consultation as needed throughout the Gabion and Gabion mattress construction. 3.1 Foundation preparation. Excavate the foundation to the extent shown on the plans or as directed. Remove all loose or otherwise unsuitable materials. Carefully backfill all depressions to grade with suitable materials from adjacent required excavation or another approved source, and compact the backfill to a density at least equal to the adjacent foundation. Remove any buried debris protruding from the foundation that will impede the proper installation and final appearance of the Gabion or Gabion mattress, and carefully backfill and compact voids as specified above. Have the engineer inspect the prepared foundation surface immediately before Gabion placement. 3.2 Filter placement. Spread filter material, when required, uniformly on the prepared foundation surface to the slopes, lines, and grades indicated on the plans. Do not place filter material by methods that tend to segregate particle sizes. Repair all damage to the foundation surface that occurs during filter placement before proceeding with the work. Compaction of the filter material is not required, but finish the material to present a reasonably even surface without mounds or windrows. 3.3 Filter fabric placement. Place filter fabric as shown on the plans when required. Any defects, rips, holes, flaws, or damage to the material may be cause for rejection. Place the material with the long axis parallel to the center line of the structure, highway, or dam. Place securing pins in the lapped longitudinal joints, spaced on approximately 10 feet centers. Keep the fabric material free of tension, stress, folds, wrinkles, or creases. Lap the material at least 3 feet along the longitudinal joint of material, or lap the joints 1 feet and sew them. Lap the ends of rolls at joints by at least 3 feet. Repair torn or punctured fabric by placing a layer of fabric over the damaged area, overlapping at least 3 feet beyond the damaged area in all directions. Place securing pins through both strips of material at lap joints at approximately the midpoint of the overlap. Place additional securing pins as necessary to hold filter fabric in position. Store filter fabric out of direct sunlight. Cover filter fabric as soon as possible after placing, but within 3 days. 3.4 Assembly and installation. Place PVC-coated materials, if wire coating is specified, when the ambient temperature and the temperature of the coated wire are more than 15 degrees Fahrenheit above the brittleness temperature of the PVC. Assemble empty Gabion or Gabion mattress units individually, and place them on the approved surface to the lines and grades shown on the plans with the sides, ends, and diaphragms erected to ensure all creases are in the correct position, the tops of all sides are level, and all sides that are to remain exposed are straight and plumb. Fill the basket units after transporting them to their final position in the work. Place the front row of Gabion or Gabion mattress units first and successively construct units toward the top of the slope or the back of the structure. Place the initial line of basket units on the prepared surface, and partially fill them to provide anchorage against deformation and displacement during subsequent filling operations. Stretch and hold empty basket units as necessary to remove kinks and provide a uniform alignment. Connect all adjoining empty Gabion or Gabion mattress units with lacing, wire spiral binders, or approved fasteners along the perimeter of their contact surface to obtain a monolithic structure before filling. Provide continuous stitching with alternating single and double loops at intervals of no more than 5 inches if lacing wire is used. Securely fasten all lacing wire terminals. Provide connections meeting the joint strength requirements of Article 459.2. Materials. These requirements apply to all connections including attachment of end panels, diaphragms, and lids. Join twisted wire baskets through selvage to selvage or selvage to edge wire connection. Do not use mesh to mesh or selvage to mesh wire connection except where baskets are offset or stacked, in which case join each mesh opening where mesh wire meets selvage or edge wire. Carefully fill the basket units with stone, using hand placement to avoid damaging wire coating, to ensure as few voids as possible between the stones and to maintain alignment. Machine placement of stone will be allowed if approved. Correct excessive deformation and bulging of the mesh before further filling. Fill the basket units in a row in stages consisting of maximum 12 inches courses to avoid localized deformation. Do not at any time fill a cell to a depth exceeding 1 feet more than its adjoining cell. Do not drop stones into the basket units from a height greater than 36 inches. Place 2 uniformly spaced internal connecting wires between each stone layer in all front and side Gabion units, connecting the back and the front faces of the compartments for Gabion units more than 2 feet high. Loop connecting wires or preformed stiffeners around 2 twisted wire mesh openings or a welded wire joint at each basket face, and securely twist the wire terminals to prevent loosening. Place the outer layer of stone carefully along all exposed faces and arrange it by hand to ensure a neat and compact appearance. Overfill the last layer of stone uniformly by 1 to 2 inches for Gabions and 1 inches for Gabion mattresses to compensate for future settlement in rock while still allowing for the proper closing of the lid and providing an even surface with a uniform appearance. Make final adjustments for compaction and surface tolerance by hand. Stretch lids tight over the stone fill, using an approved lid closing tool, until the lid meets the perimeter edges of the front and end panels. Do not use crowbars or other single-point leverage bars for lid closing. Close the lid tightly along all edges, ends, and internal cell diaphragms with spiral binders or lacing wire or with other wire fasteners if approved. Ensure all projections or wire ends are turned into the baskets. Cut, fold, and wire the basket unit together to suit site conditions where a complete Gabion or Gabion mattress unit cannot be installed because of space limitations, as shown on the plans, or as directed. Fold the mesh back and neatly wire it to an adjacent basket face. Complete the assembling, installation, filling, lid closing, and lacing of the reshaped Gabion or Gabion mattress units in accordance with this section. For measurement, Gabions will be measured in place by the cubic yard of stone-filled Gabions. Gabion mattresses will be measured in place by the square yard of surface area or by the cubic yard. 5. Payment. The work performed and materials furnished in accordance with this item and measured as provided under measurement will be paid for at the unit price bid for Gabions of the basket wire coating specified, and per square yard of Gabion mattresses of the thickness and basket wire coating specified or per cubic yard of Gabion mattresses of the basket wire coating specified. The price bid is full compensation for wire baskets, stone fill, lacing and fasteners, filter fabric, filter material, excavation, grading and backfill, materials, tools, equipment, labor, and incidentals. Filter fabric and filter material, if used, will not be paid for directly but will be considered subsidiary to this item.